guys, welcome back. It's Amber, owner and operator of Calm Kids Yoga, Mindfulness, and Anger Management for children and the adults who guide them. So we talked a little bit last time about how you know if you need anger management, and I just wanted to drop in to do this really quick video to help you to evaluate how you know when a child is in need of anger management. In general, the rules are the same, right? So if you didn't catch that video, how do I know if I need anger management? Go back to the YouTube page, click subscribe while you're there, and watch that video. How do I know I need anger management? But for today, we're going to be talking about children and building upon that. So I wanted to focus this video not on the same sort of things that we talked about last time, which was knowing when anger is a problem, which is essentially the same, right? If you're experiencing, or if a child is experiencing anger too intensely, too frequently, or expressing that anger inappropriately, then that's the time to seek anger management. What I want to focus on in this video, especially for children, is how we as adults interact with that child who is manifesting their anger. Again, I want to point out that all anger does not look the same in everyone. These are accurate but general consensuses about how anger manifests in people. And a lot of times, anger as a secondary emotion is what we see first, right? It's kind of what kind of comes out from all those other emotions that we might be feeling and not verbalizing. And so it's extremely important with children that we focus on those unmet, unfelt, unheard needs. Every behavior is communication, especially with children. They have less of a filter than we do. They tend to have less of a filter than we do, right? So as adults, we can kind of filter what people see, what we want them to know about us, how we might be feeling, you know? With children, they have all of the things going on, and sometimes all of those emotions come out. They also are learning how to communicate those unmet, unfelt, unheard needs. And so it's important for us not just to tune into the anger. And this is what's important here. It's important for us not just to tune into the anger, but to tune into the need. If I cannot stress this enough, if the only thing you come away with from my videos is this about anger, is that especially with children and adolescents, sometimes, a lot of times, the anger that we see is rooted in a need that is unmet, unfelt, or unheard. So if we as adults try to zero in and really engage with our children or the children in our lives about the needs that are being unmet, unfelt by them, unheard, or they might feel like they're being unheard, then that's really going to help us to get to the crux of the anger. A lot of times as adults, we see the anger, it's jolting to us, it's shocking to us, we're irritated and upset by it, which I understand. I am highly sensitive. Like noise and things really kind of triggers me. And so I understand how jolting it can be for children and teens who are throwing tantrums, who are really physical with their anger. I understand how difficult that is really to deal with when you're working with your own triggers and you're working with the stuff that you're trying to heal from and deal with, right? That's tough. Sometimes as adults, we have to learn how to really tune into the child instead of focusing only on what's happening with us. This is a big responsibility. I know it, right? I know that what I'm saying and asking of you is a lot, because as adults who guide children, we have dual responsibilities, but we have, how many responsibilities do you have in a day, right? But one of the most difficult responsibilities that we have is being accountable for and being present for someone else's emotions, this little life or this big life, a teen, an adolescent, and also being responsible and accountable for our own. So having our own emotions and filtering those as we try to guide a child through their emotions. That is tough. It is tough, guys, but it's important, especially when you're dealing with a difficult or an angry child, that we really try to tune in, acknowledge where we are and how we're responding to their anger so that we can better guide them through their own anger. Another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind when you're interacting with a child who may be showing you that they need help managing their anger is that you have to think about the payoffs for the child, right? You have to think about what this child gets for using anger in this way, right? If you've watched our other videos, you've heard me talk about how anger is a habit. It's a learned behavior. Our responses to that anger is a learned behavior. So what has this child learned they get from using anger? How have they learned that? And then you can start to build upon that to help them to unlearn it, right? But if you're finding yourself asking yourself these questions, you're noticing that their behaviors are fueled by anger, and you're having to ask yourself, where did they learn this? What payoffs are they getting by behaving like this? Then you might be dealing with a child who could benefit from anger management education and anger management class. And this is important because, like I said, anger doesn't always look the same for every child. So there are some kids who it's very obvious that they're having some difficulties managing and expressing their anger in a constructive way, right? And there are some children who, I was gonna use the word sneaky, but that's not the right way. I mean, sometimes it's intentional, but sometimes it's not, right? So there are other children who aren't manifesting very physically their anger, right? You can't see it very well, but you're asking yourself, what like these behaviors that I'm seeing, you know, they're causing negative consequences for this child, and they're getting something that they're getting, right? If you're noticing yourself saying that, right, and this requires a lot of awareness. If you're noticing yourself asking those questions, then it could benefit the child to go through anger management classes or anger management education. The goal always being to teach children and adolescents how to get what they need, how to get their needs met without using maladaptive behaviors, right? Without using those maladaptive responses. So that's all, guys. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that you can take this information and apply it to a child in your life. As always, if you guys have questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section. I like chatting with you guys. While you're here, click that subscribe button, share this video with someone. All the links to our website, to our Instagram is down in the description box. If you are looking for anger management classes, that link, www.onecomkid.com, will take you straight there. Made it so easy for you guys.
You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome.
Until next time, guys, be well.